Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, aka the guy who loves to do a little trolling. In this video we're breaking down the new Netflix movie Troll. This is the best Troll since Troll 2.
Oh my god!
And throughout this video we're going to be discussing what happens in it and also the post-credit scene. Now we start off with a young Nora climbing the vast troll peaks and discovering that there's some truth to the fairy tales. Trolls turn to stone in the sunlight, and Nora brings up how there was a troll wedding in which 13 of them forgot what time it is. Now it wasn't theory time, and they got frozen, and their faces ended up lining the mountain. We get the idea that trolls are in everything from the off, with Nora climbing up what appears to be a troll lying down. Fairy tales being real are hammered home to us, and 20 years later we join Nora at an archaeological dig, and she unearths the bones of a dinosaur. Across the way in Nora, after a company digs too deep into the mountains, they accidentally unearth the troll, and this gives us the main thrust of the movie. Much in the same vein of films like Godzilla, we watch as the troll devastates the landscape. Nora is the scientific mind that we need to stop the creature, and that sort of brings the key players into the mix. It's the biggest troll since Elon bought Twitter, and we watch as Nora tries to discover exactly what's going on, alongside a special forces operative named Captain Chris and a prime ministerial advisor in Andreas. Now I think I'd be remiss for not mentioning about how the film is very much a metaphor for humans destroying the planet, and the causes that could come from it. I doubt that trolls are going to burst out of the ground, but throughout the movie there is the idea hammered home that humans need to stop messing around. There's of course the notion that they shouldn't dig too deeply into the mountain, mention of methane explosions, the idea that the troll is a hypernatural disaster, and even a line that says better call Greta. The latter part is dismissed as them not needing to, but I think there's definitely this idea that if you push against nature, that it will push back. It's also kind of funny how many similarities there are to the Godzilla 98 movie. The classic one, yeah that one. Nora is asked if she's a paleontologist, and we also have her visiting her elderly father who talks about how trolls were unearthed whilst the Germans were building the railroads. This reminded me a lot of Godzilla being created by testing nukes, and even the footprints that litter the landscape have a similar sort of aesthetic. Now these are par for the course of movies like this, with myths and legends adding to the mystique. Troll handles it way better than that movie did, but we do fall into the cliches of her father coming with them due to being the resident troll expert. The pair are estranged due to him becoming wrapped up in troll conspiracy theories, and you could say the same thing about my uncle. Now he of course also dies after the pair reconcile, and these plot beats are easier to see coming than a troll from a mile away. The governments get in the way throughout the movie doing all the things wrong, cause hey, that's what governments do in movies and also in real life. It's pretty on brand for the human elements to be the weakest parts of these kind of monster movies, but what Troll does differently is that it gives us a taste of the Norwegians that we've not really seen before in these sorts of films. I think once you get the human stuff out the way, that the movie can be fun. It just depends how much interest you have in these sort of films. Personally, I enjoyed the ride once the stereotypical setup was out the way. Now what you're here for is the ending, and after a big battle, the troll rages across the country. Using the old myths and the hate that the trolls have for bells, they then launch an attack. Now we learn that the trolls can be harmed by the sonics used in the bells, and discover that when the Christians started to force the religion on Norway, that the trolls stood against them. There was no way they were going to let their way of life be changed, and they used to throw rocks at churches to disable the people of faith and also the bells attached to them. The trolls are very much the keepers of order in Norway, and these supernatural beings do whatever they can to keep Norway Norway. The government is sort of doing something similar with their constant digging, and they're changing the culture that exists in the country to benefit themselves. After going through her father's notes, Nora realizes that they have to go to the palace, which is revealed to have been built on the Troll King's home. The trolls were ambushed there by the forces of Olav the Holy, who stated that they didn't fit in with the ideas of religion, and thus they had to be wiped out. One of the king's children was spared, and he was forced into the mountains, which is what the diggers unearthed at the beginning. We'll learn there's one later on, but I'll talk about that more in a couple of minutes time. Realizing that the trolls are indeed weak to direct sunlight, they start to launch their plan, whilst the government put theirs in place to bomb Oslo. This is stopped by Hacker Girl, and using a giant troll's skull, Nora and Andreas start to lure the one to the army. They start up the UV cannons, but realizing that it's wrong to kill the creature, she tries to stop this from happening. However, it's too late, and Nora's efforts are wasted with the sun rising up. This ends up petrifying it, and they tease that it's going to be named Tobias's boulder after her late father. He was ostracized after discovering the truth about the trolls, but now he's been vindicated due to his work being revealed to be true. Nora is thanked off the PM, and everyone gets a happy ending. However, there are theories that other trolls exist in the mountains and that they could be coming to the forefront. The post-credit scene reveals that another troll is out there, buried beneath the rubble, and again, it is similar to the ending of Godzilla. Now that never got a sequel, however, with this picking up some online buzz, it might be something that Netflix decide to continue into the future. I can see Nora learning from the mistakes at the end of this, as there's very much sorrow within her that she couldn't save the main troll. Therefore, I think going forward that she's going to do whatever she can to protect this one, and though it might cause some havoc, it's very much the future of the species that she'll no doubt want to keep going. That ties things up, and overall I thought it was a pretty solid ride, if albeit predictable. As soon as the dad came on screen, I actually wrote in my note, "Dad will die," but this is overall a pretty fun ride for a Thursday morning. It's not going to completely change the way monster movies are viewed, but it was nice taking a trip to Norway and seeing their culture and just general ways that they would make a movie if they got the chance to, which they have, obviously. So yeah, that's my general thoughts. I hope you enjoy the breakdown, and let me know yours in the comments below. If you want something else to watch, then check out our video on the menu, which will be linked on screen now. With out of the way, thanks for clicking this. I've been Paul. Peace.